Alright, YouTube, we're here at the Auburndale Brick Convention. It's the Lego convention. It's the third year in a row I've been to it. I think it's the third year in a row it's been happening. So I'm going to get around and film everything. Check it out. Oh, there's a cool Star Wars guy over there. I think the tickets are $14. They do 2 time slots per day on Saturday and Sunday. I'm in the afternoon, which is between 2 to 5. It's only for those 3 hours. And then they have one in the morning, which I think is like 10 to 1. Then you have to leave, and then if you want to be here for the afternoon, you have to buy the tickets again. $10 for parking. Here we go. Here's a bunch of cool Star Wars guys. This is probably that 501st Legion, I bet. You see them around a lot. It's always pretty cool. Yeah, Star Wars and Legos just goes together so right. This is one's called Krennic's Arrival from Rogue One. And look how cool that looks. All the like hidden details. I mean, there's a lot to look at here. Yeah, you know what? Here at this the Orlando Brick Convention, they're much more strict with things. They have security here. You have to go through a metal detector. They don't really want you to bring in drinks or food. I've been at other events here like the Repticon, and I don't really have that trouble. They didn't have anybody checking bags or nothing. So they're definitely more strict with things here. Look at this one. This one's called Mission Prep. That's awesome. I think that's all Legos. That's really cool. Here's one called Falcon's Tower. That's awesome. There's actually quite a bit of people here. I think they break this up into time slots because it's fairly popular. It's fairly popular, so... And since so many people's coming in now, I bet you yesterday they had it, and this morning I bet there was a lot of people there then too. Okay, they do have concessions here, snacks if you want it. Oh, I remember, yeah. That's Patrick Durham. I met him 3 years ago. He's been here every year. He was in that Lego Master Show, I think it's called, where they did Lego builds and stuff on TV. He was really nice. I bought this really cool Lego thing that he autographed right there and everything, so it's always cool to see him. He's a really nice man. I think I interviewed him a little bit on my channel too. But he always has some cool builds. Now look at this. Those like orange colored ones with lights. I think that really makes this pop. I bet you that's supposed to be like Darth Vader's like castle at Mustafar, I bet. And then they shine an orange light on it. It actually makes it look like it's glowing. But that's really cool. Here's another one. I bet you that's also from Mustafar, I bet. The way these Legos are, you know what it almost reminds me? It almost looks like almost paper mache-ish, like a piano, but it's not a piano. Those are actually all Lego pieces. But the way there's so many, like, you see here, so many different, like, angles and everything. It just looks really cool. Basically, it's supposed to give an impression of rock. But yeah, and that's all supposed to be like lava and stuff. That is really awesome. There we go. Now we got that. There he is. Oh, this is awesome. Look, a giant battleship. This is cool. Looks like this section has like Lego builds having to do with like different wars. The American War of Independence, the Napoleon War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II. Oh, look at that. That is really awesome. This had to come in more than one piece. But can you imagine transporting this thing? If you drop it, ooh, that'd be really a problem. But that is really cool. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to everything. There's just so much here. Look, they have a giant inflatable man for the Lego figure, minifigure. This place feels more fuller than what Repticon was. Yeah, this is definitely bigger, and they said it was going to be bigger this year. Last year they had a policy against bringing bags in, but they didn't seem to enforce that this year. Yeah, look at that guy. Look at this, guys. Angel Wings. We're going to check out that Capitol building. That's cool. They have like some wings there. You get a photo op. But look at this thing here, the Capitol building with the eagles in front of it. Now that thing really pops. Wow, look at that. Let's still walk around this way. That thing's really awesome looking. And look, you can see like an interior shot. That's really cool. Try to walk around, show you the whole thing. But look at those eagles. I think that's all Legos. That's really awesome. If you recognize this, this is the Vitruvian Man. Probably saying it totally wrong, but I definitely recognize that. Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, I've had days I just, okay, I got this. Yeah.
That cool plane with a propeller.
Like, we're gonna be standing somewhere in the pad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, maybe I'll steal one of those. And then I thought, no, I don't need to carry more stuff down here.
No way I'm gonna be able to show you everything. There's just so much here. They also have some pits basically for kids to play in the Legos. For the kiddies to play in them. I think it's awesome. Now they don't just have like Lego builders and Lego artists. They have a lot of vendors here selling Lego things too. You got to keep an eye out for that as well. So it's a good place to come and buy Legos too. Awesome, look at that thing. Hi, really cool.
Yeah, would you like a demonstration?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Of course. So, you take your game card, select the game mode, it's going to release the marbles. It's a bit easier if you bounce it rather than rolling it. So it keeps track of the score and how many marbles you've played.
This is plastic marbles?
Yeah, all of this is Lego, from the marbles to the computer to the sensors.
Okay. Now, how long did it take you to build this?
So each of these machines takes me about 3 months to design, and then building it's actually pretty quick because I designed it in Bricklink Studio.
So you design it on your own. You don't go through a diagram that someone else did?
No, everything is a mock.
Okay.
And then I spend about 3 months programming and refining the design of it. So this one though, I had this last year, but it was completely different. So this is version 4 now of the skee ball machine.
How much did all that cost you?
So this would be, I don't have an exact cost, but it would be around $600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, those Legos, are they glued together or are they just set how they normally would go?
Does that answer your question?
Okay, so if you were to drop that, that probably would be pretty bad.
It would, but I designed my stuff really sturdy to be moved around, so I don't think many other people here could do that.
I don't think so. So this is pinball, huh?
Yes, it is.
Is this functioning pinball machine?
No, not at the moment. I unfortunately didn't get it finished by the time of the convention, but the flippers do work, and then the ramp.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to build this?
This has been a work in progress for over a year. But probably after this, I'm going to take it apart and completely redesign it because this design has a couple different issues.
Now, is that theme based on anything, or is that just from your imagination?
Yeah, so it's based off the Lego City theme.
Okay.
So it's based off of the sets from around the 2000s, 2010s. So a couple of them are modified sets, so like the police car that came from the old like 2006, 2008 police set in the bank. And then the helicopter is from an advent calendar.
Okay.
And then my newest one is the nano train. So I'm using the little nano figures. So the train runs around the track and there's a whole time of day feature. So you'll see the lights slowly come on and go out. And then as it passes the crossing guard here, it'll light up the warning lights.
Is there any sound?
No, there's no sound on this one.
Okay. And how
And then
long?
it'll stop back in the station.
How long did it take you to build that?
This one was about a month to design and then a month to program.
Really
But
cool.
this is the first one where I designed it and it just worked without any major modifications.
Awesome.
Which that was a nice change of pace. But you know, I built all these really big machines and I thought, let's do the exact opposite.
Okay. And what's your name?
Yeah, so online I go by Eclectic Inventor.
Do you have a website or anything?
Yeah,
they can go to?
eclecticinventor.com or on YouTube at Eclectic Inventor.
All right, cool. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
That was an interesting interview. Yeah, he said he saw me here last year, but I guess I must have passed over his stuff. But there's so many tables and Lego builders here, I can't really show in depth everyone. Oh, that's cool. That's like a Batman themed like Lego ball or whatever. That's interesting. Anything Batman I always think is really cool. I actually get recognized at this thing a lot. This is the third year in a row they had it. It's the third year in a row that I vlogged it, so a lot of people see my other videos. This one's titled Container Mayhem. Oh look, they have like a dinosaur, Jurassic Park truck. Look at that. Look at all that thing that's going on in there. That's really cool. Hi. So you built all this stuff?
I built from the Lincoln Memorial to the space race down there.
Awesome.
Great stuff.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of your builds here?
Certainly. Which one do you want to know?
Anyone you care to start with?
Let's start with the Lincoln Memorial.
Yes.
The Lincoln Memorial took about 2 weeks to design and build from scratch, from my head, from pictures, because his girlfriend wanted it. And Lincoln is inside.
Awesome. That's cool. You ever been to the real thing?
Of course. And after this was built, then they told me I needed to build this. This is mass scale within 3 feet of this in real life. I do math and I get bored. And this is also within scale within about 3 feet also. And there's a reflection in the pond too.
Cool.
And cherry blossoms just add a lot to it.
Awesome.
Then the blackbird, one of my friends told me to build a plane, so I did. Then all the shows we've done. The juggling balls. You know what these are for? They're for juggling.
You don't want him to try.
No. No, because they do break, and if I lose the pieces, they're really hard to rebuild.
There you go.
But that's how you build them. Very simple. And they're very light. But don't start with these.
No.
They're very dangerous.
Yeah. Somehow you would break a real ball. So
Oh, yes. I understand. Believe me, I understand. Then this group started as a Chicago bull, because I'm from Chicago. And looked more like a Grogu, so it turned into a Grogu.
Okay.
The dragon, the girlfriend wanted a dragon, so I built them.
Now, is that modeled after a particular dragon, or is
This
this from your...
a set from 1991,
Oh, okay.
but it cost $1,000. I built it for under $100.
Whoa. Is that because it's rare pieces, or just...
It comes with 48 2x8 bricks that cost $4 a piece used.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't do that. I'm from Chicago, so the Bears.
Okay.
The containers here,
This is really awesome. Now,
this is what I do when I get bored.
yeah. So this is all from your imagination, I'm assuming.
Yes, I started with the Lego store down here. That one started because I wanted to keep minifigures from getting dust. So all the doors closed. Just throw all the minifigures inside and they all close. Keep the dust off them. And just build one at a time. They all just come off.
Okay.
Simple, easy. Easy to build.
Now, how much does this weigh?
Not very much. They're all very light.
Okay.
Most of them are hollow inside, so they're all very light, and each one comes apart. 8 of them fit in one small box.
Okay.
Very simple to transport.
Now, altogether, time-wise, how long did it take you to build everything here?
Half an hour per, so about 11 and a half hours here.
Okay.
21 different ones.
Now, how much financially did this cost you?
Each one of these costs one Lego box. So one box from Lego, about $15.
Okay.
And the plates cost a little bit more, but I found a place that's selling to for 50 cents a piece.
How did you decide on the theming inside each?
Based on the minifigure.
Okay.
Pick a minifigure and build a scene around it. And that's based on the case. So this is Man Landing on the Moon, America. Made sense to me. Rainbow Connection, Kermit, Rainbow.
That is really cool.
Jurassic World, you have the scratch here on the side, and the dinosaur trying to escape,
Awesome.
and a Jeep coming after him.
Okay, seen that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
The pyramid here, that was an accident. Girlfriend wanted a pyramid for her museum. I built a big one, put my thumb through it on accident, told me to put a scene in it, so I did. It made sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
These are my new ornaments. They got bored and just made. Because we needed a new one for a Christmas tree.
So you actually hang those in the tree?
Yeah. Yeah, they're very light, they're hollow. Just like the juggling balls, they're all hollow.
Now, do those come in a kit, or do you
No, these ones I built
put together yourself? Okay.
Yeah. I'll rebuild them later. Not worried. One of the pieces fell off. Classic Space, my parents gave away all my Classic Space, and that's what I built.
So how did your love for Legos come to be?
Classic Space is what I started with, and then my parents gave it all away, and I got obsessed. They started to build Lego. I had a concussion recently, so a little slow. They started to build all the modulars, and the modulars didn't have bathrooms. So the first thing I did is I created bathrooms.
Okay.
Because it made sense to me. Because if you have restaurants for minifigures, you gotta have bathrooms.
Makes
and
sense.
That's what I felt like doing.
So your name is Sean?
Yep.
Do you have a website or YouTube channel?
We have Instagram. It's down at the end here. The girlfriend stuff is around the corner there, and between our stuff is where the Instagram side is at.
Okay. Very cool.
Let the building begin.
Awesome. Thank you. Very interesting.
And then for the inside, he is IT. But I'm not going to go play it so I can do that.
This is cool. This is Mr. Rogers stuff. I liked Mr. Rogers. He was a really nice man, who I understand, a really good guy. Actually got his autograph. One time I should show it. Yeah, this is really cool.
Sorry.
All good.
We have no way to charge. Some plugs are with me.
Yeah, there's a plug over here.
There's an outlet?
Yeah, on our side over here. Oh, I'm going to go grab my plug.
There you go.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Bring it over.
So this is all from the Mr. Rogers show?
This is Mr. Rogers and the neighborhood of make-believe.
Oh, cool.
It's missing one piece right now, and I'm going to do that for the next show.
Awesome. And why did you decide to build him?
He means a lot to me, and I'm from Pennsylvania, and I grew up with him, and it just makes me feel good, but I'm also one of his neighborhood educators, so I take his techniques and bring them into my classroom.
All right, cool.
I actually take classes with, I'm one of the people, once a month we meet and we talk about his episodes and special things they do in them.
That's awesome. Did you ever meet him? I didn't either, but I did get his autograph through the mail, but I heard a lot of good things about him being a really nice person.
Fabulous person.
And is this yours too?
Everything from the books all the way down to the undermine.
Wow. How do you transport this without it all coming apart?
Actually, we can do it in one car, because his stuff is also going to me.
Yeah, I know. He said he was with you.
We put it all, we have a way of packing it up and take it home in one box.
Yeah, I would be incredibly nervous moving any of this stuff.
Oh,
Even just a simple thing like this, I'd be, I don't know, I'd be well worried.
And this are going to Chicago along with that. We have to take them on a plane. So that's going to be the interesting part. I'm going to have to wrap everything in bubble wrap and try to keep it together as best I can.
Yeah. Oh.
Nothing's glued, so we can put it back together. That's what genius of Lego.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Okay. Let's show you some more of her stuff. Awesome. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of vendors. I recognized more than once today. It's always pretty cool. But okay, let's head over here. Oh, look at all these things. That's pretty awesome. I've never seen similar ones last year. Some of these are probably repeats, but there's usually a lot of new stuff too. Can you imagine how long it took to put this thing together? Probably a lot. That's, was it Taylor Swift, I think? Grogu. Yeah. Really cool. Some more vendors. Looks like they're having some sort of, I think, brick show. Maybe they're teaching people to build certain things. I don't know. Graffiti walls. So they do have some different activities. Not just the Lego builders and the not just the vendors, but a whole bunch of other stuff. Here's some of the minifigures. Now the amount of minifigures is ridiculous. I don't think it's possible to collect all of them because there's some that's like extremely rare. There's some that's actually made out of real gold, I heard, and everything. I buy them at Legoland once in a while, but I don't do it too much because it could be really addicting. These figures are kind of really cool, I think. And here's a sample of really a small bit of them. This is cool, some lightsabers made out of Legos. There's Vader's saber, that's 125. Luke's New Hope saber, 124, well 125 basically. Luke's ROTJ saber. And then there's Maul's saber, 149.99. And then here's Obi-Wan's saber, so 125 as well. It's a lot of money, but you gotta think these things are pretty intricate in a lot of ways to put them together. And all the different pieces cost something. These are really cool. That's 125 for Captain Rex. The battle droid is 125 as well. And the scout trooper is 125. That would look really cool on the shelf, but 125 for that? Ooh, that's a lot of money. But that is really cool though. Oh, I don't think I mentioned it in the beginning, but I think I showed a little bit. They have some Brick Convention merchandise like t-shirts. I'm not buying one, so I bought that one the first year I came, but they have them. Some different stuff. Looks like they have some tote bags. They have a souvenir pin, sweatshirt, a hoodie, a long sleeve shirt, t-shirts of various prices. It's a cool souvenir if you want it. I did see one YouTuber that I recognized from last year, but I see a lot of people taking pictures and filming and everything, but doesn't mean they're like vloggers like me. Yeah. Okay, let's get moving. A lot of cool stuff. This is really cool. I interviewed that guy. He's right there. Scott makes mocks.
Get you a better thing than a ruler.
I've always filmed him and showed his stuff.
Better than a ruler, like a Mario hand or something.
But he always has really cool, intricate things.
Last time we made like a stick out of Lego Technic.
I couldn't imagine how to put that together. Just transporting it, it'd be scary. But he's always nice. He's the one in the green shirt in the middle of the camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk. Okay. Mia, I'm gonna walk.
And think about it. You see those things moving. That requires like little motors, usually like a computer chip and stuff. I couldn't imagine putting this together. Wow, that's awesome. He has a YouTube channel. I promoted it before if you want to check it out. But Scott Makes Mocks. You can see it right there in the middle. Awesome. But I always look for his stuff because it's just always so big, and look, it's so much going on there. Really awesome.
He's almost there. Go. Now he's always going back.
I actually look at this a long time because there's so much little stuff, so much going on here. There's so many like little things moving. But yeah, there's a lot going on here than you think. So.
I would always go there.
Yeah. So first off, introduce yourself.
Hey, I am Scott from Scott Makes Mocks on YouTube. I have my ever-increasing in size Nintendo-based theme park behind me with a brand new Zelda Coaster edition this year.
And is that the part right behind you?
That's the part right behind me. This is my Legend of Zelda roller coaster. Last year we had started the Zelda section. We had about the first half with the horse stable ride and the spinning ride, which is based on the Sheikah Tower. But in the last 3 months I added double the size of the land, built the castle, and built the whole roller coaster that went around it. So.
I gotta know, how can you transport this without it coming apart?
So when we transport it, it has to come into sections. We take about 3 big SUVs. It breaks down into about 10 chunks of land, and then lots of buildings and separate parts that go on individually. And once we get it here, it's about 6 to 7 hours of resetting it back up and getting it running.
So you must live locally, right?
I do live locally. I live in the Central Florida area, so.
Okay. Do you have like a crew? I mean, how many people with you do you have to help you with all this?
I had a friend of mine, my father, my son, and me, so there were 4 of us that did it on Friday.
So how much weight are we talking about?
The heaviest sections are the Mario Kart sections. I didn't break that down into small of chunks when I was building it, so it's 2 30-inch by 30-inch chunks on plywood that comes. Those are the heaviest sections. It's definitely 2 people lifting it. But then as you get further down, they get a little bit lighter. Zelda breaks down into about 8 chunks of land. It works. I get a little bang there. So yeah, so it's a little bit easier to carry, 1 man at a time. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Can I get at least one person watching this? I don't know where Dad is. He's over there watching. Oh, he's that guy.
So how much money is all this? Sure, it's a lot.
I can't even tell you how much money it is. I've been building it for over 6 years, and so it's just an order here, an order there, and it just adds up and adds up.
Do you have a pretty good idea where you want to go to next, or do you kind of decide on the fly?
I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. I have a couple things that I've been thinking about doing for years that I've been slowly getting parts for. One's a Luigi's Mansion type of a thing. I have started getting stuff ready for a Donkey Kong type of an area as well. It helps when Lego releases those type of characters, so I know I have the characters to play with.
Any advice for any young kids that might want to one day build something epically awesome like this?
Yeah, just start building, guys. You know, whenever you build something by the instructions, pay attention to neat ways that like pieces are put together. That's always a good way to learn. But the best thing you can do is just get a pile of bricks and start experimenting. And if things don't work the first time, trust me, that happens all the time with me. Just keep trying at it. Let your imagination run wild.
How did you get involved with the brick convention? Did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them?
No, I saw they were going to be in town, and I reached out to them. They're always looking for people who are presenting. It doesn't even have to be something as big as this. There are a lot of smaller builds along here that they like to show off. So if you built something original and fun, you can always check out their website.
Okay, any website, YouTube channel you want to plug quickly?
Yeah, you can check out Scott Makes Mocks on YouTube. That's my YouTube channel.
All right, cool. Thank you. It's always great to see you.
Good.
Look at this Lego build. It's a gigantic ship again. There was another one I seen here, but this is even bigger, I think. That is really cool. But this is a very cool looking ship. Look at that. I think I see the inside of it a little bit, so that might be Howl, so it might not be as heavy as you think. But that thing is really big and really cool looking. Looks like it's done by big brick shops. Kind of filming with my one camera and filming with my phone. That's really cool. Excuse me, did you build this? Can I ask you some questions? Can you just talk a little bit about it, about how long it took and everything? If you don't mind? Yeah, just tell a little bit about this, please.
Yes, so this is the HMS Dreadnought. This was a revolutionary British battleship launched in 1906. It's the first big gun battleship, which means it's the first battleship to carry large 12-inch guns mounted in turrets. This was a new concept in battleship design at the time.
How long did it take you to build this?
It took me about 8 months.
Now, is it Sowl or is it Howl?
It's mostly hollow. There's a lattice work inside of it that forms sort of the support structure.
And how long did you say it took you to build this?
8 months.
How much did it cost for all these pieces?
I don't have a great estimate because the only things I had to buy new were some of the gray bricks, which I got from Pick-a-Brick. I think there was 4 of those big boxes. And then I got the tan pieces from Lego.com.
That was so this wasn't from a kit that you put this together yourself, individual pieces?
No, this is my own design.
Okay.
I based it off of this book here, which is full of plans from the actual ship.
Awesome.
And I used that to...
Now, why this ship specifically, not another?
This is widely regarded to be the world's first modern battleship. It's very technologically significant in naval history, despite not ever having seen any real combat.
Really cool. Do you have a website or YouTube channel you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm Big Brick Ships on Instagram. It's where I post my work in progress shots and sort of.
All right, cool. This is really cool. Thank you. First I thought this was Vader's castle again, Mustafar, but no. You can tell it's Lord of the Rings. That's what Sauron's eye, I think. Look at that thing. That's impressive, and it's tall too.
Sauron's Tower, yes.
Sauron's Tower. All right, first can you just introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, I'm Brian Human from Studio Plastic Imagination out of St. Augustine, Florida.
And I think this is your second year here, correct?
This is my second year.
So please tell me about this epic box that you created this year.
This is a second version of the Big Black Cube. First version had the underground silo, and as I talk, I'll give it a close here, and then I'll give you a big reveal. There are 30,000 pieces. It took me 800 hours to build. I started back in June, about 200 days ago.
Really cool.
I wanted to do a castle in a box version, our medieval themed version. So I've got 13 different scenes. I've got the stable. I popped the game room out. It's over there. I have the bathroom, the throne room, the dining room, the armory, the king's chamber with king-size bed in the back, a nice-sized kitchen to feed my 72 minifigs, the blacksmith shop, the Temple of Keys, the library, the treasury.
Awesome.
Behind the treasury is the dungeon.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this was all from your imagination?
All from my imagination. I would, of course, help with my castle book.
Okay.
I would find pictures out of the castle book, and I'd like look in king's chambers, or look up kitchens, or look up stables. I'd take those pictures and basically interpret them into Lego.
Like Henry VIII type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And some of it's very bougie because I do bougie, but I wasn't gonna go for the dirty old floors and the burnt wall look.
So I gotta know, how much does that weigh?
80 pounds, approximately.
And how much did it cost to put all this together?
I spent an additional $500 on Lego out of my normal inventory of about 2 million pieces. I had to buy another $500 or so to finish it off.
Is it because some of these pieces are rare?
No, it's because some of the pieces are brown, so I wanted all new brown pieces because the brown breaks the fastest. And
why is that?
I haven't been able to figure it out, but we've already got 2 cracks just since this morning, here and here, where they just snap.
That's interesting.
And I know that all the brown is like that. The other problem was with the black, about halfway up, I got into my older inventory, and it was just kind of worn, kind of softer looking, and I wanted that shine. So I bought more new black Lego.
You think that's more from the light or just from handling it?
I think it's from handling it, light, age, all the above. You know, I mean, some of my pieces can go back 30 years. So.
Now I see you have lights in there. Is it plugged in or you use a battery?
No, it is batteries, and each quarter has its own little power box, and I just use little fairy lights.
Okay. Do you have an idea what you might do next year, or is that something you haven't thought of yet?
I know I'm doing a cube, and I'm thinking it might be like a medieval or a mystical kind of Greek gods. I can do something I can do 12 of or 13 of scenes.
Maybe something like Zeus or Hades or something?
Exactly. Something I can start from the bottom and work its way up, and it's going to be nice and bright colors, a lot of scenery, a lot of action.
All right, awesome. I didn't think you could do better than last year, but you did. This looks really cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
All right, thank you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Dragons and crazy looking flowers. Oh, McDonald's. Clown. More cool dragons. Awesome, guys.
Right, but who's the brother John? Who's the, no, that's the clock. Who's the bear?
Look at
that's
this.
Robin Hood's best friend?
This is basically like a whole world.
John. That's so funny. Little John. He's funny over there. Yeah.
Wait, where's the fox?
Like a whole like medieval village.
Where is it?
Did you see the, it's like Billy Goat's breath. Did you see the ghost?
It's really cool.
Did you guys see the marshmallow?
And look, it continues all the way to over here.
Now, what did that big chicken do that is being escorted by a bunch of warriors? What happened there? All right. Right, you gotta wonder.
I couldn't imagine how long it took to build this. Like each individual building, there's castles, there's trees, there's horses. This is really awesome. I mean, I think that obviously this comes in pieces, but still, to put all this together here, they must have took hours just to put it all, set it together. Wow, that's awesome.
Well, what happened here? What's going on?
So I'm trying to learn about it now.
I'm back over here because these are cool.
Is that the one down south of the city here? Or?
First, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Mark Laura, and my Instagram handle is Studgeneer.
Okay, could you just tell me about these awesome Lego builds you have here?
Some of these builds are landmarks to my hometown of Augusta, Georgia, and they were recreations done for the Augusta Museum of History, and they let me show and display them here. This is a cultural center that was originally built as a cathedral, and the things that are really neat about here are the stained glass windows, which are made of translucent pieces. And after I did that, I wanted to go bigger with the stained glass and did this other one over here, which was inspired by a church that I grew up in as a child. And I also wanted to practice my sculpturing skills, so I did first the Vitruvian Man over here, and I told myself if I was going to practice my sculpturing skills, why not choose arguably the most well-known anatomical study that exists, you know. So I tried that one and rendered them in 3D, and then I moved on to A Hand of God here, which is based on Michelangelo's creation of Adam in the Sistine Chapel.
What was the most complicated one to do?
The most complicated piece was actually my Capitol Dome over there because it had some structural issues. Designing a dome out of Lego, which is flat plates, is difficult enough. Designing half a dome is even more difficult. So I have a lot of technique pieces in there that represent the iron frame. So I decided just to go ahead. I'm an engineer by profession, and so I decided the best way to support the dome was just to replicate the actual frame of the dome and the way they did it to support the real thing.
How long did it take you to build just the Capitol building part?
It took 4 months to build it, but it took well over half a year to design it.
How much does that weigh?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I know each of the eagles, the body of each of the eagles weigh about 10 pounds because I was able to weigh them. But I've never been able to figure out a way to weigh the dome.
How do you transport that without it falling apart?
It comes apart in sections. The Statue of Freedom comes off, and then it separates here at the cupola. And this drum section here, here, and here. And then the lower two pieces actually separate at the center as well. So it's 10 distinct sections.
So these are all Lego pieces?
Yes.
Well, is there any part that's like particularly more rare than the others?
Not really. This is actually made of very standard pieces.
Okay.
So one of the things that I did in order to get the curve were use a whole lot of the hinge pieces that you see here. And there is another ring of them on the outside there that are separated by brick, which is how you get the natural curve.
Now, how did your love for Lego start?
Of course, I played with them as a child in the late 70s and 80s, so we had the space sets then, the classic space sets, which I understand are in museums now, so I don't know what that says about me, but anyway. As an adult, I started with the modular series that Lego started producing about 15 years or so ago. And I decided I wanted to display them, and the best way to do that was to build a village. And then I was displaying the village and got contacted by, for instance, the museum that I mentioned earlier, and then some of the conventions wanted me to display my village. And it just started growing from there. But a few years ago, it started transforming into these art pieces.
How did you get involved with the Brick Convention?
Brick Convention, I met Grayson at some previous shows, and he invited me to display my, actually he was the one who invited me to display my village. And then as my work started to grow and transform from there into the pieces that you see now, he's continued to follow my work and invited me to display here today.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
I do now. It took a long time for me to actually think of myself that way. I thought of myself more as a hobbyist or an enthusiast, a Lego enthusiast and so forth. But it was when the Art Center of Greenwood in South Carolina asked me to display some of my work and identified me as an artist, a featured artist in their show. I thought, well, if an art center is calling me an artist, maybe I can call myself one as well.
You ever got any criticism of being an adult, but basically using children's toys as an adult?
No, because I enjoy, well, okay, let me back up. I'm an engineer by profession. And so one of the reasons I really wanted to start showing these things was to inspire the next generation of engineers and designers and thinkers. And so in addition to just enjoying doing it and enjoying having a hobby that I can share, I really feel that we have a responsibility to introduce children to using their minds and their imaginations and maybe I'm inspiring the next generation of designers and engineers that way.
Is this your first year you've been to the brick convention, or you?
No, I've been coming to various conventions for off and on for about 6 or 7 years now, and this is actually my second convention with brick convention in Orlando, and I've done several other shows around the country as well.
And finally, last question: for any young children who might see us and they want to do what you do, what advice can you give?
What we advise the kids to do is to download one of the computer programs. And Lego produces several of them, and they're all free. And we encourage them to start, obviously start with some of the sets and so forth. And I like to encourage the 3-in-1 sets, because it actually shows you using the same pieces how you can create 3 different things out of one set of pieces. And then if you start to want to do your own designs, we advise using one of the computer programs, and you can do as many designs as you want to. And admittedly, there's a financial consideration of building with Lego.
Yeah, I'm sure this is probably very expensive.
Yes, yes. 40,000 pieces at about 10 cents a piece. It gets pretty pricey. So, but you can design as many pieces as you want on the computer, and then maybe you can build 1 or 2 of your favorite pieces.
Okay, cool, awesome, thank you. Very informative.
You're very welcome.
All right, first introduce yourself.
I'm William Enriquez from Spring Hill, Florida, and these are my majority train and power miner builds.
Okay, that's cool. So tell me a little bit about about your setup here.
Okay. What I like usually doing is making custom-made trains. So I have a setup for both power miner and train theme because I like both setups. I like both themes. I combine them together, and what you see is 2 trains here that are both power miner themed. I have a custom turntable that is functional and that it catches people's attention a lot. And I've had a few expressions that are like, "Whoa, that works!" So yeah, that is one setup. So the layout obviously is power miner theme, but I do have other builds as the big boy train, which is non-functioning this year. I've had some issues with it before the show even started, so it's been standing there yesterday and today. And also have the ghost train I brought in from last year. So
cool.
Right now the battery has died from it, so it won't be running for quite a while until I get the battery for this one charged up. Moving forward, I have this prototype layout that I'm trying to do that I'm going to cooperate to turn this to something that looks like this.
Okay.
So if you bring it down here, you can see the rock wall, how nicely detailed the rock wall is. I plan to actually make a rock wall back here, so my trains can fully come back, and people can see just a nice area for the trains to run back and forth without me having to work on the trains a bit, change the batteries and all that. So this is basically, as I said, what I'm going to do to this.
Okay.
It's going to take a long while, but you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race, and hopefully I'll be winning that race sometime in the future. I do have my Instagram right here, so I have a QR code that does work to my Instagram page. My username is down here, William Blue Jump.
Is this yours?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So, give me a follow. Now, what I finally have working that I did not have working last year is my GBC. I've had a little hiccups today, but so far it's been 100% functional, which I'm happy because last year it wasn't actually functional. Now, what people don't know, a GBC stands for Great Bulk Contraption. What they have are modules like these, one feeding to another, feeding to another module, and you go like an entire circle going around with modules feeding each other. Now, for some reason, this show does not do GBC. I don't know why, but they just don't. So I have here is my GBC just repeating itself. Now this module right here is actually a 2-in-1. So I have the one going over, that's one module, and there's one coming underneath, that's a different module. Now, those two modules I can separate from each other, and they can be independent from each other. They are functional without one using the other. This year, I actually built two new modules, a slide module for the balls, and also a ball pump. Now, Brick World 2018 created a ball pump and its standard use that everyone now uses a similar ball pump. So what I did, I found the instructions online and I was able to successfully build one in Paramount colors. But I saw a video online by a guy, username Lego48, who said that the Brick World 2018 ball pump is good, but it has some feedback with it that makes it a lot of troublesome. So one explanation he does is replace this, I don't know what you call it, but the bar in here with this one piece right here, change the gearing up back here, and a couple of the more gearing down here. And a bit of pieces like adjusting, putting more slopes in here so the balls don't get jammed with each other, and for much improvement. And I also saw another video of a guy by Brick Engineering online who added a bit of a swivel on his. So I had this piece right here for a long time. It's like a $3 a piece. This part, they don't make it anymore. And so I just stuck it on and it works flawlessly. In past instances where people come by, I just ripped this part out, put a battery on here, and I just let the ball should fall down here constantly, and people enjoy it.
Hey, cool.
Now, here's some new vehicles I built for the show. I have the rock chipper, and also have the diamond extractor right here. Name pending, I think I called it something else, but I'll start with here. The diamond extractor I started based off on beta version of the Power Miners. What happened, they originally there was an artwork of it that I saw where before, instead of fighting rock monsters, they were going to fight zombie dinosaurs. And in one of the artworks displayed a vehicle similar to this, but they never made a set.
Okay, so you kind of copied it.
I copied it, but not exactly. It had like a kind of storage container back here, but instead what I did, I incorporated a wash bin. So this does move. It was the beginning part here is similar to one of the sets of Crystal Sweeper. So if you push forward, this sweeping moves, sucking the rocks into, oh boy, that was not supposed to happen. Let me get that back on there. Okay, sucking the rocks up into this crushing wheel back here, if you want to get a view. Yeah. This crushing wheel back here, which the rocks will be jetting out to a wash plant, which would wash the rocks away from the diamonds and then, or crystals, whatever, and then obviously pour out from this end.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, and this one, the rock chipper, has a hilarious story behind it. I was running out of ideas to build, and I asked one of my co-workers, like, hey, I'm running out of ideas to build for Lego. You got something interesting? It's mining theme, it can be creative, go out of the blue, think of something. And he goes like, chainsaw with a flamethrower. And I'm thinking like, that's a good idea. So obviously we have a chainsaw part right here. I would put teeth on it, but I didn't have any teeth parts. So obviously this will be the chainsaw part coming up, and we got two flamethrower additions right here. So obviously it would actually be useful in regular mining, because sometimes when you're mining, it gets extremely cold and the rocks will freeze and would damage the equipment. You have flamethrowers, you're heating up the rocks, and then you're basically just chipping at them away.
Okay. And what about this one?
This is a lava fall that I shown at a previous shows before. Obviously, we have a battle of the lava falls between power miners during their second season fighting against lava monsters, and of course we have Eruptor, the king of the lava monsters, in his lava den above the battle on a lava fall.
That's cool. And what about this one?
This is all his.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But this is what I brought to the show, and all this fits in one small cart.
How much weight is here?
I cannot even tell you, man. I honestly cannot tell you. I would have to guess more than 50 pounds, obviously.
What about?
I can't carry it myself.
How much? How did all this cost?
Oh my gosh. I'm probably going to guess, I believe I might have spent more, like 500 for like parts and all that. But I will say this, most of the parts I actually got for free because I had a friend, luckily he gave me 3 large totes full of parts, and I've been able to use some of the parts for my builds here. So I'm very grateful for him.
Well, awesome. You got some really cool stuff this year, and hopefully I'll see you again here next year.
Hopefully I will.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to quickly show the AT-AT, which is always cool looking, and the Darth Vader. That is awesome. Definitely some really cool stuff. Looks like this one's done by Anthony Picone. A lot of nice stuff here. All right, I think we're going to get going. A lot of really cool Lego builds. A lot of cool people I met up this year. Some new ones, some old ones. Everyone's always been super friendly here, and I always enjoy coming. And I think this is definitely bigger this year than last. I heard it was. So yeah, this was really cool. And I definitely plan to come back again in the future when they have the 4th one. So you'll definitely be seeing me here. All right. Any comments or questions, let me know. Like I said, I wish I could focus on everyone's stuff, but there's just so many here. So I try to do some new ones and then some old ones every year. All right, cool. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone has a nice day. Bye.